Welcome once again to another video. Today we don't really have much to do, at least for Flint's. We just have to crown him, and I need, just a bit more of these little philosophies, and then we can crown his ultimate. I don't think I'm going to crown his elemental skill. It doesn't seem like a bad choice, honestly, because it's a part of the kit. You're using it, even if it doesn't deal that much damage. I think I'm still gonna end up um fully crowning it. As for the basic attacks, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I really want to do that, but we'll see. Let's just get started real quick. But yeah, we'll see what we can do for the elemental skill, but we know that we definitely have to crown the ultimate. I think I also need some energy recharge because what I'm getting right now is just not enough, even if I do have official on the team. Now I hear the official with tenacity of the millilith is a bit better on his team. Like I mentioned that before, but I just don't have a set for her. What I could do is just throw a set on her and just go on about my day because she's supposed to buff, not really deal damage when she's in this set. But I at least want her to do something to favorite that. But we're gonna leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's terrible, honestly. And I was thinking since I'm using her as a support, I'd probably put like some energy recharge, right, on the sands, but I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see how it goes. Yeah, let's just see how it goes, right? The highest damage I've dealt was 193 with the Golden Troop set. So that's what we have to beat. Let's go give it a little bit of a test. I know people test on the dummy. I just don't know how to do it, okay? And I don't want to look up a tutorial on how to do a test dummy. Here we go. Okay. Oh, getting interrupted. 186. 68. All right, so while editing, I realized that I didn't really pay attention that my damage shot up pretty crazy, right? And I think it depends on how much energy you have or something, but I hit for 186 and I didn't realize that on the second time, right? On the second hit, it shot up way higher than I mentioned, which was 168, but then the second hit was 245,000 damage plus, right? So this was the first instance, 168,000, and then it just 245,000 damage. I didn't see that while doing this for some reason. I just saw the 168 and forgot about the second hit that comes after. That is a ridiculous amount of damage. Holy shit. All right. Wasn't too bad. 186 got pretty close. Up and switch. 200,000. Okay. That's high. That's way higher than what I got last time. Oh, I don't need to claim this. I almost I almost claimed it. So it seems like her in tenacity actually does work better than her being on Golden Troop. Even if the set is pretty shit. Even if the set is pretty shit, but it looks to be working perfectly fine. All right. What we will do now is keep on farming for Lynn's domain to get him to the next level. We also have to get more of these. Unfortunately, I didn't farm yesterday, which was a very bad idea on my part, if I'm being honest. Wrong character. Don't have ult anyway, so I just rolled Hydra. I need to find out how sucrose works when it comes to swirling. Like, do I have to like use electro first and then hydro? Am I going crazy? Oh, I already got enough materials, so I guess that's enough. That is enough to crown him, right? That's why it gave me the green light, correct? Yes, indeed. But this is just some more Flint's farming. It's nothing too crazy. I saw that Skirk and Scoffier dropped it. It's a crazy banner to drop together or at the same time. Did I just die? Okay. I hit for 207k that time, though. Why are you all the way out there, sir? What compelled you to do this? But yeah. Scoffier and Skirk are released at the same time, which is really bad if you are free to play. Due to you also needing Scoffier to make sure that your Skirk really does do you like a ridiculous amount of damage. She's still pretty good with this whole not crime meta. Like, I'm surprised this Skirk is holding up her own. She's still pretty amazing. Was that 289,000? Or am I going crazy? I'm gonna have to go to the dummy and really test how much damage I can get with this whole team. Skirk and Scoffier are pretty good. I just recommend that if you are going to summon for both of them, I say just make sure your regions are like explored 100%, just to get enough pulls or as many as you can to make sure that you get both of their copies. As for their weapons, I wouldn't say go for the weapon because you'd rather have the character than the weapon. Like, there's always 4-star options that you can use on Scoffier. Specifically, there's one that's really good and it can generate energy particles very easily. Even though Skirk doesn't really use energy particles, you still need energy particles for Scoffier's ultimate. And you can just use Favonius Lance on her. It really doesn't matter. For Skirk, you can use this sword, which I don't remember the name, but is a pretty nice sword if you don't have her signature. It is the Finale of the Deep. This one works. This one's pretty good. Like, you don't need her, what's it called? Her signature weapon if you can just get this one. And this is a craftable. So you can just get sword billets, go to Fontaine, and then just craft a weapon. Another weapon that can work on her, and this is specifically if you have a shield, but it's a really good weapon, is the Calamity of Eshu. If you don't have this, unfortunately, you can't get this weapon anymore because it was run with an event. But this is one of her other options that could work if you have, let's say, for example, Sitlali on the team or Lanyan, right? Anybody with a shield will make this weapon work perfectly fine. Like, it's a really nice weapon for her. It's not terrible. Aside from that, I don't think there are any other. Oh, with this one, pretty sure Moonweaver's Dawn could also work on her. That's another one, but this one is built more on her burst playstyle, unfortunately. So you're going to have to really, in a way, avoid her regular, I don't know, skill playstyle. But even then, I say that her elemental skill playstyle is still pretty good, even if you do just have this sword. Right. What else could you use of that? Maybe Harbinger of Dawn if I can find it. Yeah, Harbinger of Dawn can work as well. You know, some crit damage, and then you get 28% crit rate if your HP is above 90%. Which, if you are dodging properly and you are using Scoffier's ultimate to stay topped up, then you should be able to use this weapon perfectly fine. It's just there's already a really good free to play weapon, right? And this one is, again, craftable. You can just go to Fontaine, get the recipe from the blacksmith, and just craft 5 copies, and then you can get it to refinement 5. I haven't because, well, I don't need it anymore. I got her weapon. So those are the options for her. But yeah, for Scoffier, as I mentioned earlier, Favonius Lance works really well with her, right? Because she can generate particles for herself. And even though it's really not necessary, you could also go for the deathmatch. If you buy the battle pass in this game, you can go for the deathmatch. It's really nice. It's pretty good. It gets better the more refinements you have, obviously, but I'd say, yeah, the Favonius Lance is the better option. And I'm pretty sure everybody has a Favonius Lance lying around, so you don't really have to worry about any other option, honestly. It's pretty good. There's no replacement for Scoffier, unfortunately, when it comes to that team. It's just really hard to replace her because she's specifically built for teams that are built around perma-freezing enemies and shit. So, right, she's literally built just for teams that are centered around freezing enemies. And again, let me show off some teams because at this point, this turned into a Skirk Scoffier video. If you don't have, um, let's say Scoffier, you could go for a different cryo support, but it's just not recommended. It's not really good. Now, if you have Diona, right? Your Diona, let's say, is C6 or something. Remember what I mentioned about the Calamity of Eshu weapon? She can shield you, and she can also heal, right? She can shield and heal. She's a really rare case of like being a really good sustain, but that's if you're going to use the Calamity of Eshu on uh, Skirk. If you are unfortunate enough to not get Scoffier, right? Mona works perfectly fine on this team. She can buff with her ultimate and whatnot. You can also use Xingqiu if you want, right? Because you are normal attacking with Skirk. So he does apply Hydro. So you wouldn't really be losing out on much. You could use Ino, I guess, but yeah, you could use her. She applies Hydro pretty alright, I guess. Barbara is also another option for a healer. And if you don't have Farina, not sure what to tell you. Just I don't know. Maybe Dahlia can work for Skirk. Where's I don't even have Dahlia. Oh shit. I don't have Dahlia, but just think that Dahlia's here. If you have Shenhe also works for a Skirk team, so that she's not a bad option. And there's options, right? You just got to make sure that you have them just in a cryo slash hydro team because of how their passives work. I think I'll link the video speaking about how she works, or me building her, just so you can get a better grasp as to how her kit really unravels and whatnot. But yeah, Scoffier is just always going to be her top tier teammate because again, she can heal, she can boost cryo damage. Like, as long as you have this sort of team, you can't add another element. If you say, if for example you add Llama on here, I don't know why you would do that, but let's say you add Llama here, they will lose damage, right? Skirk will lose damage because how Scoffier's buff works is by like having only Hydro and Cryo on the team. She reduces enemies' cryo resistance, right? Depending cryo and hydro resistance, sorry, depending on how many cryo or hydro characters you have on the team. So if you only have 3, it's only 15%. If you have 4, right? Excuse me, it shoots up to 55% res shred for those 2 elements. It goes from 15 to 55%. Who made this character? Right? So if you don't have Scoffier, you're missing out on so much damage that is just kind of insane. Same if you are running a team like this instead of a team like, let's say, like this, right? And again, you can get free to play options. This is not really necessary, but yeah, this is insane. She's really good. Yeah, I'm wishing you luck if you are summoning for Skirk and Scoffier at the same time, because it's gonna be a bit rough. But just know you should have enough pulls, from the commissions that you complete, from the events that are releasing as well, from Stygian Onslaught. If you haven't completed it, you can also do the Abyss, Imaginarium Theater. If you haven't completed those, you could explore Notcry, which I recommend explore Notcry before anything because it's such a small area. It's really easy to get to like 100% and find every single chest on this region. Same with Natlin. It's really small. You can just easily 100% this area. I know I haven't really done these 2, but it's because I moved on from Natlin to this place, and then I was like, okay, let me tackle the bigger ones, which you could as well, just tackle the bigger ones, but I say just get the easier pulls first, and then you can slowly work your way to Sumeru and Fontaine if you still haven't done that, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You could also go to other regions and explore those to 100% and try to get as many pulls as possible. And that's all I can recommend, fortunately. Also, you could get more pulls from the trial. If you haven't done them, you can get 40 Primo Gems, which is really not a lot. And if you are insane enough, you can go to Miliestra Wonderland and get 60 Primos for some reason. Not sure if you'll have a fun time doing that. There's I keep giving this game mode a lot of shit, but there are some fun game modes that people have made. It's just I don't like playing Millie Astro Wonderland a lot. It's just not for me. Anyways, back to the actual topic of the video, which is Flint's. You almost forgot that he was a part of this video, didn't you? We can craft the amount that we need to get him to level 10 with his ultimate. But I'm sorry for ranting about Skirk and Scoffier. I really like the characters, both of them, so I got a bit passionate and decided to just give you a little lesson on how they work and how you should be building them. We are not done with Flint's. Okay. Anyways, let's do these ley lines. I was going to do them anyway, but I was hoping to save some condensed resin for the, artifact domain for Serenade to get better pieces. But now that I found out that the glowy pieces have disappeared, it's kind of pointless. I don't even want to farm for artifacts anymore because that was something that I was chasing. Just getting glowy pieces on my characters. Whatever, Hoyoverse. Right. That should be enough to get into the last crown. Well, not the last crown, the last level that we need. Boom. Level 10. Nice. Then we'll move on to his skill. But I'll do that on my own time because the main one that I needed was just the ultimate. I have to crown these other characters, which I'm not gonna get into now. But actually, yeah, I could get into crowning them now because I'm not really going to be summoning for another 5-star for a very long time. So I might as well just build the supports, fully build them, right? Get them to level 90, get them to crown, crown level 10 and whatnot. So that's going to be the next best thing, just fully upgrading Flint's supports. We'll definitely do that 100% on the next one though. So for now, that is the conclusion. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate the, support. It's pretty nice. Because I keep disappearing and then coming back randomly, but yeah, I promise this time I do have an actual plan to just keep uploading. But you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, morning or night, and I'll see you on the next video, which will be very soon. So take care of yourself. Peace out.